You guys can't hear it, but I'm absolutely banging out to some tunes right now that are copyright as hell, so I can't share it, but that's how I get an energy for these kinds of things. I hope you guys had a good time with the Super Bowl yesterday. Hopefully it was a good one. Watch, just because I said that, something horrendous would have happened and I'm gonna be just absolutely canceled for it. Shame. That's enough of that. All right. Gotta try not to sound like a zombie here for a second. All right, we are pretty much ready to go. This is kind of like a surprise stream, honestly. Which is kind of cool. We love a surprise stream. Except for this one's not really a surprise stream because of the fact that it's just replacing a stream from yesterday. But in between then and now, there has been some mods added, some mods modified, and generally, basically all the equalization that I was talking about beforehand, I have gotten done. There's a few things that have sort of slipped between the cracks, but I'm okay with that. And hopefully you guys are as well. So, yeah. We're almost ready to jump in here. I just want to make sure that if I click that and do this, it's not going to explode everything. On game capture to catch. There we go.
Welcome back. My guest tonight is Lieutenant Sarah Kokoski,
Perfect.
spokeswoman for the NCPD. Hi there. Welcome to the show.
So we are in some pretty dire need of a few things, but once we hop in, I'm going to explain a few things that happen in the mod fuckery sort of stuff. So firstly, you'll notice our LUT system is working. Turns out I'm an idiot and I didn't install that properly the first time. So it didn't know where to look for anything. I'm going to turn that off. Alright, the other thing. Our outfit has changed. Why did that happen? That happened for a very specific reason, and that reason is that when the crash happened and everything broke, we lost all of our outfits. So during testing, I went in and I basically threw together an outfit. It got rid of all the clothing we had. I did my best to re-get everything that we had in the process without fucking with any money or anything like that. But that being said, I was not successful in such a matter. But I did try to keep it pretty close, as well as I also had to spend like an egregious amount of money in game just to get things clean and working. So now we have that done. Now we are doing pretty alright. A lot of mods reset. The other thing that's important, the new mods that we added, they're not just aesthetic. I realized that there was a bit of an issue with a lack of jobs in the last one. So I went looking around. And turns out, yeah, we can just get more jobs. It's not actually that insane, including the ability to get ourselves a... That is haunting. We can get ourselves, apparently, if it loads, we can get ourselves a trauma team membership, which is kind of cool. I don't think that we're affording any of it right now, but we can get ourselves a trauma team membership. We can also refresh it. I think that rates change over time. We haven't made any changes to our stocks since the crazy crash. Looks like budget arms is skyrocketing, which usually means that there's some form of economic collapse going on. I'm trying to think, that anything else get added? Same vehicles from before. Oh yeah, there is a Dodge Charger now. So that is the only real vehicle I've added. And in terms of our LUT, which is basically, oh god, how can I oversimplify this as much as possible? It's how the light engine is running. So yeah, this is sort of a more realistic one. See, all this shit's shuffled about and disorganized because I've been trying to oh yeah, that's another thing that we're going to want to talk about is temperature effects. Quest tracking toggle. That is one of our best friends. You might have actually seen it in the previous thing. That's a requirement for other mods. Then we have odometer and fuel. So this is kind of how we've been doing our fuel system, although it hasn't been too important as of yet. But this is what I was looking for here, the LUT switcher. So what we have here is basically, what's the best way to do it? Yeah, I guess the best way is to just show you really, really dramatic examples, including some resembling real life cameras and some being just crazy vibe like, but not really practical for gameplay. So far we've been, oh, oh, oh. All right. Yeah. So there's a crap load of stuff here. A bit of a seizure warning. Yeah. Tons and tons and tons. We have, so this one's sort of simplify, like replicating how military thermals work, I guess. An inverted blue, inverted, we got filmetic. So this is what I was considering doing until I realized that it's great for exterior, but absolutely suffers for interior. But if you want that sort of Blade Runner look, that's definitely a way to do it. I think we have filmic, lots and lots. Oh, sorry, back to the spammy stuff. We got like faded, which is good for if you're taking like, some of these we might use in photo mode. Some of these are just never gonna be touched, and that's okay. We have film base, which is very, very vivid colors, very, very nice outside. It feels kind of video gamey, but honestly, we might give it a try. In terms of all of this, we're not gonna touch right in. What's he saying? You need to make yourself a reputation. Can't enjoy life being a no. I am far from being a nobody. Yeah, we're gonna dig into all of that in a little bit. The next thing that I want to bring attention to is that this matters now. This matters, and so do the clothes that we pick, and that's because there is actual temperature effects now, which means that if you look at the bottom right corner there, not at the randomly placed objective marker, but out where it says comfortable, that will change according to the temperature effects settings. So right now it's saying that we're indoors, we're comfortable. It's connecting to dark future, which is great. Clothing layers 0 to 7 main slots. So this is not latching into the clothing system we need. So we're going to go into settings here. I think it's in this. We also have audio where we have just so many, so many things that we can do. We can do bounties. We have dark feature stuff here, which we might edge into a little bit longer. And basically that's because this is set up for base game time length. And thus things like injuries and stuff like that are healing rather quickly. Although that is not what we're trying to work on right now. We are looking for the temperature and weather. So that's probably going to be in CET. Yeah, because it's in the CET menu. Perfectly timed cough. Absolutely intentional. Part of the gig. All right. Temperature, temperature. I wish I had memorized the alphabet in a way where I didn't need to repeat it. All right. Is it just not in here? Is it only settings in there? Okay, that's fine. So, the one concern that comes up about that